What is up, Buffalo Fanatics? Z-Bot Rico. It's Rico and Bot live on the Buffalo Fanatics YouTube channel on a Sunday afternoon, previewing Week 15 of the NFL season, which kicks off in just about a half an hour from now, as the Buffalo Bills at 9-4 get set to take on the 11-2 New England Patriots in a snowy, frigid Foxborough, Massachusetts. Gillette Stadium has snow falling down on it as the Buffalo Bills look to fend off the New England Patriots, securing their first AFC East title in the last half decade. Rico, a lot on the line in this one, a massive football game. The Bills lose, and it's an AFC East champion hat and t-shirt game for the Patriots. However, the Bills win. They secure a double-digit victory season, and they secure a fighting chance at the division before it's all said and done. Brother, talk to me. Are you ready for this one?
I am absolutely ready. We got James Mountain waiting. I want the news now. Quit making me wait. But you know what? My man, JD's like, they got you waiting to ramp you guys. Ramp you guys. And that we will start it off, ladies and gentlemen, with the inactive list. I'm excited, but there's a lot of Bills fans out there not very happy with the inactive list. Well, let me share what it's looking like today. So, folks, this is the inactive list for today. Let me zoom my page in. Oh, it doesn't want to zoom in as much as I thought it would. But we've got Terrell Bernard, Darnell Savage, Christian Benford on the inactive list. That kind of was made very clear when they made their additions to the team last night. Tylen Grable, Fedarian Mathis, Chase Lund, and look at that, Mr. Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis is on the inactive list. So some might be wondering, well, what the heck, man? Why would they make Gabe Davis inactive? Oh, Christian Benford, here we go. Well, Christian Benford, we kind of knew that had a toe injury. Nobody stepped on it, sprained his toe. How long he'll be out, who knows? Could it be 3 weeks, 4 weeks? We never know. Could it be just a week? Are they being precautionary about this? We have no idea. Now, who replaces him? Well, if you guys are living under a rock, Dane Jackson has been elevated to the roster. Now, will he start? No. It'll be Mr. Maxwell Hairston alongside Mr. Tre'Davious White. Now, as for the receiver position, most people are crying about Gabe Davis not being on the active roster. Boo-hoo. Who are you going to replace Gabe Davis with? Well, Josh Palmer returns to his rightful role. So Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir, Tyrell Shavers, Brandon Cooks. So what are you boo-hoo-hooing about that Gabe Davis is on the sideline? I'm quite surprised. Well, who are you going to put on the sideline? Your second-round draft pick in Keon Coleman? Josh Palmer that you paid a whole lot of money to? The guy that you just signed, Brandon Cooks, that gives you speed on the roster? Tyrell Shavers, big-time special teams guy, can run block very well. And Khalil Shakir, your A1 receiver that actually can do things on the field. So where does Gabe Davis fit? I'm going to put you on the hot spot, Mr. I wear my Bills hat crooked like this and bent. Talk to me, big fella. Are you at all bothered by Gabe Davis being on the inactive list?
Speaking of which, by the way, so Penn State obviously fired James Franklin in the middle of the season, and they just hired Matt Campbell as their new head coach. And I meant to send this to you. I loved it. On his introduction video, it was him walking into the Penn State locker room, grabbing a Penn State hat, bending it as far as he could, and then putting it on. I said, we might go to the national championship next year. This is our guy. This is our guy. I'm looking at this, Rico. I don't really know what the big deal would be in terms of getting upset about the Gabe Davis inactive. He's got 4 catches for less than 50 yards over the last 3 games.
Thank you.
I mean, we went over this in the Friday show. I mean, this game to me, the wide receiver position, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be the most pivotal area for the Buffalo Bills to have success in order to win the football game. I need a good game from Josh Allen. I need a good game from the tight ends. I need a good game from the running backs. And that's how I think these Bills win. You're also talking about Josh Palmer being fully healthy. That could have something to do with it. But I don't think this is a massive blow by any means. I don't think he would be inactive just for the hell of it. I think that there's got to be something in play here as to why. But even if there isn't, I just don't think it's this massive blow. The big blow here, of course, is the one we already knew for the last couple of days, or essentially we knew, and that is, of course, Christian Benford being out. It just sucks because he's coming off of his last 2 games here where they were probably his 2 best of the season, at least the Cincinnati game was. And he's been playing really good football the last several weeks, and it just sucks to not have him out there. You know how good Stephon Diggs was against these Bills. The last time they played, it was his highest yardage total of the entire season. Just hurts to not have him out there. That's the one guy. But, I mean, if I'm looking at that inactive list, it's been way worse throughout the season, you could argue. I mean, you're feeling decent about where the health is, the trajectory of this health, where it's heading as we're going into mid-December here. The Benford blow is certainly noticeable. I hope it doesn't end up costing them today. It's going to be a big outing, or a big opportunity rather, for the rookie Max Hairston, T. White, Dane Jackson, as you mentioned. They're going to have to step up. Last time around, Drake May, he was he was the sole reason that they were able to win this game. Him and Stephon Diggs. He had a phenomenal football game. They have got to find a way to limit his production compared to what they wound up allowing him to do the last time out. So it's going to be a lot on, Tre'Davious White, Max Hairston. It's the Bernard one to me, Rico, or the Benford one, excuse me, to me.
Right.
Everything outside of that, I think the Bills have shown that they're going to be capable of going without.
And I'm going to agree with you. The Benford one is a big blow, but it would have been a bigger blow if we didn't take care of the cornerback position in the draft. We ended up drafting Max Hairston to, at one point, at least spell or become cornerback 2. So no better way to get your feet in the fire than coming into against a big-time opponent against the Patriots, knowing exactly what took place last time. And let's be clear. We didn't have Maxwell Hairston's speed, and we didn't have his ability on the field the last time. So we were dealing with a new Trey White getting his feet under himself, and obviously Christian Benford. But to me, I think this is one of those situations where sometimes maybe subtraction in Benford in addition into Max Hairston, this could be the game that Max Hairston proves that, I belong in this league. We've seen some good things from him. And sometimes you got to put your feet in the fire and let's see what you got, big fella. And we know how important this game is. And I think he's up for the challenge. Now, as for Stephon Diggs, he went out for 146 yards last time. Let's keep this in perspective as well. It's not like he lined up at the wideout position 24/7. He was there. They have this brother moved all over the place. A lot of the times, actually, apparently 70% of the time he's in the slot, right? I think a little less than that, but he spends a lot of time in the slot. So we'll turn my what? I
thought this might have been a me issue. I was thinking the same. I've been messing around with things the last couple of minutes. I'm like, what is this? Because usually I can barely hear after this, and right now I can hear a little too much. No, it's not no problem. It's just that I thought I was losing my mind. So I'm glad Riley said that.
So maybe I got to get right in the mic. Is this a little better?
That's a lot better.
Okay, well there you go.
Now we still got to find the. Now I know I'm not echoing for you guys. Can't hear me echo. I don't think. Because Rico can't, I can, and I'm losing it over here. I mean, it's everything I say is just coming right back in the old noggin, and it's making me absolutely lose my mind.
To really get to my point here, Stephon Diggs was a factor last time. I don't believe he's going to be a factor this time. I think this is going to be a better matchup for the Bills, and I feel very confident in this matchup going into it. Now, when you're looking at the Patriots, knowing what Drake May did the first time, the game was tight, 3 turnovers. Is there something that has you kind of, but you still got to respect the Patriots in this regards? What would you then talk about then? If you're going to have a worry about, this is what I kind of worry about with these Patriots.
I mean, they've won 10 straight games. They are tied for the 1 seed right now. I have respect for this football team. The difference being, how I view them compared to maybe how I would view other teams if they were 11-2 would be that it has been a pretty advantageous road to get to this record. However, they've already beaten the Buffalo Bills at their place. So I can't use that as some sort of crutch in saying, well, the Patriots have had the yellow brick road to getting to 11-2. Maybe that's the case, but they've already beaten Buffalo in Buffalo. It's the only loss the Bills have had in the last 2 seasons at home. So I have respect for this team. I have respect for Drake May. The dude's been balling out this season, no question about it. And he's been doing it with guys that are, that's a middle of the pack wide receiver core, right? It's guys that were in Buffalo, like Matt Collins, Stephon Diggs, who's at the later stages of his career here. Boutte or Boot. How do you say that, by the way? I like the booty. I think it's Boutte. Yeah, but either way, phenomenal last name. I love that. And he's a pretty solid player as well. So I think that there's just the entire team. I have all the respect in the world, by the way, for Mike Vrabel. The Bills always struggled, by the way, against the Tennessee Titans when Mike Vrabel was there with Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry. Those were always really tough games for Buffalo. Mike Vrabel's a phenomenal coach, and he's always coached well against Buffalo. He's also, I believe, 6-0 off of a bye. They're coming off the bye. They're at home. There's a variety of areas you have to look at here. They're a solid football team all around, and this is one of those games where I think there's a lot to prove on both ends. For New England, they want to come out, Rico, and prove, for starters, the first time we beat them wasn't an aberration. I mean, we're here to stay. We're going to beat them twice. We're going to prove to you that the 2025 season is no fluke. We are going to secure the AFC East title and do so pretty dominantly. On the other end of things, Buffalo wants to make sure that doesn't happen. I mean, at least not on their watch, and at least not as easily as it could be done this afternoon. They want to make them work for it. You want to come and take the crown from us? Well, you got to earn it, and you're going to have to earn it all the way up until week 18. I've mentioned it a variety of times throughout the last couple of weeks, and it's because I wholeheartedly believe it. I think that this is a borderline must-win for Sean McDermott, because I just think it would be I really can't think of a worse scenario than losing to this team twice and allowing them to not only win the division, but of course allow them to do what you haven't been able to do in nearly a decade, and that's get a 1 seed. And you gave them 2 wins towards doing that and made it a lot easier for them. So this is a huge, huge game. I think if New England wins this game, Rico, the tide's going to turn on the perception of these two teams. You're going to look at Buffalo now a little bit more weary than you were already. And I think that there's already people who do look at them like that. And then with New England, you can no longer say, well, they had a cakewalk here. They beat the Bills twice. I mean, right now the Bills are I think they're favored to win the AFC and go to the Super Bowl still. So this is no cookie cake type W for New England if they win it. This would be very impressive yet again. So a lot on the line, dude. I cannot wait for this football game. I'm very nervous though. I can't lie.
It's so weird because like if the Patriots win, it's gonna be grandstand Patriots. They're back. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. They won the division. The Bills had their opportunity to take care of it, and they didn't. And you let the Patriots back in the building, right? And that's what it's gonna be like. And it's gonna be a whole week of freaking praising the Patriots. Sure.
Yes.
The Bills win, it's going to be like, well, Patriots ain't what they're supposed to be, and watch out for these Bills. Now, there won't be as much praise for these Bills because you were expected to clean this freaking division. So, like, we're not going to praise you as hard, but like the reason I bring this up is because if the Patriots win, oh my gosh, it's going to be Glaze Nation. The Bills win, well, you were supposed to do that. And here we go. Yeah. So it's one of those situations where you just got to let this thing play out, do what needs to be done, and go from there. Here's a conversation that's going out now. Even if the Bills do lose this, and it's a whole parade for the Patriots, do you kind of want that to be the case? Because we're still going to go to the playoffs. Well, I mean, we're strong, possibly we're going to the playoffs. There's no way they're sweeping us 3 times in a row. So, hey, have the 2, and that's the conversation I'm seeing. I'm not saying I agree with this, but yeah, you can have these 2 wins, these regular. I mean, the division won't be ours, fine. But you still got to see us in the playoffs. And this is where experience comes into play. Josh has been there before. Mr. May, well, you don't have the experience. So how do you feel in that storyline? Let them have these 2. We'll see you in the playoffs. Or you're like, yo, bump all that, man. Just give me the win right now. I'm not worried about later on. I want the win now. It's just for petty reasons, not to just give you that division. I don't want to give it to you. We'll split, but you ain't sweeping us. How do you feel about that?
What a cowardly way to look at this football game. I mean, who's saying that right now? Who the hell is saying happening? I'm seeing it. Well, that's a conversation I certainly don't want to be a part of. That is embarrassing. How you could look at this team a year coming off a year where they finished last in the division, and now all of a sudden you want to bake in 2 losses so you have the advantage in the postseason. I mean, what are we doing here? That's something you might want to say about Kansas City because, hey, we've beaten them every year in the regular season, for however many years here. We can't beat them in the postseason, so maybe we can reverse jinx it, lose in the regular season, and then win in the postseason. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll hear you out on there. I still think it's ridiculous, but maybe I'll hear you out. I mean, what are we doing here? The Bills turned it over 3 times against the New England Patriots at home the last time out, and it still took a last-second field goal for New England to win the football game. I mean, in many ways in that football game, the Bills did enough on the stat sheet to win. They made far too many mistakes. The New England Patriots made a couple of very crucial, key, massive plays, and that's what it came down to. But I don't look at the New England Patriots as a team that I'm ready to bow down to and say, hey, you got it. The new Kings are here. Let me get down with my pillow and grant you the crown. And then, no, but I'll see you in the postseason. That's when I'll snatch it back. I mean, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. I hope to God that's not the mentality in the locker room, and I guarantee you that it is. And they need to go into this one and do the complete opposite of that. And the complete opposite with that would be, hey, I hope you enjoyed that last W in week 5 because, that's where it's going to stop right here. You might win the division. We had a couple of bad losses this year, but I'll be damn sure you're not going to win it on my watch in week 15 in your place against us. There has got to be a pride element involved here for Sean McDermott and Josh Allen. McDermott in particular. You're going to let Mike Vrabel walk into this division as the first-time head coach of this team and just snatch it from you that easily on your watch, on your dime, with you on the opposite end of the sideline? Can't happen. This is a huge game. So to anybody discounting it, that's ridiculous.
I love it, and I'm here for it. I want nothing more than these Bills to come into town and handle business. So then my next question now becomes to you. We were talking about who has more pressure to win, the Bills or the Patriots. Now I'm gonna throw this one at you. Who's got more pressure to perform, Josh Allen or Drake May going into this game? Now, and I'm not just gonna give it to you that way. Drake May understands that. Listen, we won the first matchup. I know it's a team game. But people are looking at performances. They looked at Josh's performance. They looked at Drake May's performance, and the throws he was making that game, and they were just all over him. So now you're at home. You have an opportunity to fend off the Buffalo Bills that are hungry as ever. Who's got more pressure to perform in order for their team to get this victory?
It's always going to be Josh Allen in this situation. You are the 8-year vet to the 2nd-year starter. I mean. It's always going to be Allen here. It's just like, to me, when you are, and I understand arguments against this maybe down the line,
right? Mm-hmm.
But you are the seasoned vet. You are. I mean, we're forgetting here. Like, we're getting to the stage now where like Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, like they're approaching vet territory here, which is insane, right? So we're talking about Josh Allen. Drake May was watching Josh Allen play when he was in high school. That's the point we're at here, right? Drake May was probably a junior in high school when Josh Allen got drafted. So that's kind of the territory we're in now. So the pressure is always going to be on the vet to get it done against the kid, especially in the division, especially with the division on the line, right? So it's unquestionably Josh Allen, especially because, last game, Rico, it's 13-10 in the third quarter. Josh Allen threw a horrid interception that really cost him the football game.
Yep.
There was a variety of issues in that game that cost him, but Josh Allen played his part in it. And we've seen in big moments this year, the Ravens game, the Chiefs game, the last week's game against Cincinnati, Allen has stepped up in big spots. Not every time, but a good amount this year. This is about as big of a spot as it gets. So I think the pressure is certainly on Allen. Drake May's playing with house money, Rico. It's his 2nd year. He's one of the betting favorites to win MVP. They're neck and neck with Denver for the 1 seed. They have 11 wins, guaranteed playoff berth. And when you compare that to what they did last year, like, he's really playing with house money. Plus, Rico, he's already beaten Josh Allen once in his place on the road this season. So I don't think there's any pressure on Drake May in this football game. All the pressure lies solely on the Buffalo Bills, not just Josh Allen. I would argue the primary pressure in my opinion, lies on Sean McDermott in this football game.
I'm gonna not that I disagree, but I'm gonna make a case. Let me put it that way. I'll make a case for the pressure being on Drake May. And here's my case. Everyone's been talking about how great I've been, but they've also been making me drag that I've played no one. Right? I haven't done enough, and and I'm playing these bottom feeder teams, and I'm looking at the win-loss record between the teams I played. It's not great. Now I'm at home. Everyone's expecting a whole lot from me. I'm their new guy, and Josh, the guy that I'm trying to knock off his pedestal, is coming to town. I got to defend my dirt. So I've got to be perfect today. I think there is going to be a lot of pressure on Drake May to not look like he's I don't want to use the word fraud because we know he's a very good quarterback, but I can't look like a fraud in front of my people. So there's pressure for me to maintain what I've given these people. Some people are saying that the Patriots have overachieved. Well, if they've overachieved, I've got to keep this thing going. And if I lose and I have a horrible game and I throw 3 interceptions and I throw 2 interceptions and I'm the cause of this loss, bro, they're gonna be questioning me like, yo, has this guy just been riding the coattails of just an easy schedule, or is he the real deal? So there's pressure for him to like maintain what he's done. Now, Josh also has an insane amount of pressure as well, but Drake May is not coming into this like house money. I don't think it's just house money. I think there's things that he's got to still show that I'm my teammates that I can do this. The fans that are here, I got these guys at home, and this is a t-shirt and hat game. I can't be the reason that we don't get our t-shirt and hat this game. I got to do it. And if I want to close it out at home, pressure's on. So that's the other side that I'm looking at, just to kind of make a case for Drake May. So, but it's going to be a fun game, like you said. It's going to be a really fun game. Looking forward to it.
I mean, you're dead on. There's a case. That's the thing here in this game. Like right. You asked me last time around, who has the most or who needs this game more. And I think there's a plausible case on both ends. I think it's Buffalo, but I posted that clip on TikTok and I got 1,000 Patriots fans in my comments telling me, otherwise, or at least giving their cases. And I think they're all valid. I think there's a valid case to be made. But I just think when you are top dog, and of course, every Patriots fan's been saying, yeah, you were top dog for 5 years. We were top dog for 20 years. Well, it's still a half decade. It wasn't like it was a 1 or 2 year run. It's been a considerable amount of time here. And we're talking about, 5 years is 5 years. 5 years ago, we were locked down in quarantine, wearing masks and socially distant. It's been a while. That's how long the Bills have been hammering out AFC East titles here. It's been a bit. So to give that up, you watch the Chiefs this year, that's got to be a massive blow to the gut for Mahomes and Reed and Kelsey to watch that 9-year streak of the division just disappear. That's got to be a massive smack in the face. Don't you think? That makes you think, something's changed. Something's different here. The heat's been turned up. Yeah. When you've won it that many times in a row and it gets snatched from you, that's got to make you open your eyes. That's what's on the line today. And that's why I think it's such a big game for Buffalo.
You know what, though? I like how you put that. Like, it stings a little bit. You've been running the things, and then somebody comes over and says, I'm taking the top spot, by the way. But it's not quite over just yet. So that's why there's a good amount of pressure today. All right, let's kind of flip this a little bit. Josh, we know. Drake, we know. These guys are the pivotal point pieces that gets teams over the hump. Who's your X factor in this game? Right? So if you're looking at the Bills, obviously Benford being out tremendously hurts, right? We're going to find out how we're going to deal with this. Then you've got Terrell Bernard, thought that he could potentially return, and now he's inactive. So I think they like what they have in Shaq Thompson. It's clear they love what they have in Shaq Thompson. So who's your X factor for this Bills game today?
James Cook, no doubt. One of his worst games of the season came against these New England Patriots in Week 5. I rattled off the numbers for you on Friday night, the difference between what the Patriots run defense was the first 2 months of the season, what it has been the last month of the season. Right. Not just a minor difference, a pretty major difference in terms of a downfall, perhaps, for the New England Patriots run defense. Last time out, James Cook, they tried. Don't get me wrong. They handed it off to him 15 times. They just couldn't get him going. They couldn't get it going, and therefore they really couldn't get the offense going. This Bills offense, it's a pretty simple formula. We've been over it 1,000 times. Run game's working. Likely the offense is working. The run game's not working. In all likelihood, they're probably not scoring a whole lot, or the offense doesn't look very great. That's the formula of the 2025 Buffalo Bills. And what do you know? That New England game in Week 5 couldn't run the football. They had 3 points at half. They finished with 20 points total, Rico. They got to be able to run the ball in this game. And I think they're going to be able to. James Cook's my guy. I got him going over 100 yards for what I think will be his 8th time this 2025 season.
Listen, man, you're getting me hyped up for this. I'm looking forward to it. For me, X Factor, um, I love it. James Cook, you gotta he that's what gets this train going. I'm gonna go on the defensive side of the ball, and I think
Nice.
the X factor in this regard is gonna be Coach McDermott and Coach and Babbage. Right? I'm not gonna go to a specific player. I'm gonna go to who you're missing a big time piece. So how do you pivot? How do you adjust? How are you going to make this thing work? Knowing what took place the last time, we gave the ball away too many times, but we also allowed too many big plays to happen in that game by one guy. So what are you going to do? How are you going to pivot? I'm looking forward to seeing what McDermott and Babbage do. What kind of scheme they have cooked up. And there's if you saw the play difference last game, first half to second half, what a difference. We were playing way off. We're letting the Bengals just dump all over us. Then all of a sudden we tightened up a little bit in the second half. So did Coach McDermott take over and say, you know what? I got this young pup. Let me take over. I wonder if it's going to be one of those situations as I'm taking over play calling from the start. So I'm paying attention to how this defense is going to come out and play. Will Campbell being out, Joey Bosa being back in, that bodes well for us. Milton Williams being out allows us, to take full advantage of it. So there's going to be some things that coaching wise that I hope McDermott pinpoints and he takes a more of aggressive feel going into this game. Is he gonna blitz like crazy today? Is he gonna be really exotic? Show this team something that they didn't see the first time? I mean, this is a second year quarterback in Drake May, so he hasn't seen a whole lot, but he is very well coached by Vrabel. So let's see if McDermott can throw something at him that got him going, what? Because the great Joe Burrow, we did a couple things in that game where he was like, what? Here we go. So hopefully we dig into our bag a little bit and McDermott shows what he's capable of doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Absolutely cannot wait for this football game. It's going to be awesome. We are just over 10 minutes away from kickoff in Foxborough. Should be some snow out there. It's going to be below freezing. It's going to be a great football game. Make it even better with a sleeper slip. Here is mine. You can tell it if you'd like. I got my free pick in there. Drake May, more than a half pass yard. Just talked about James Cook and his impact on this football game. I got him getting into the end zone. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the week. Tight ends should be big in this one. New England allowing top 10 in terms of most receptions by a tight end against that defense. Kincaid, even healthier now. He was an impact against Cincinnati. I think he's an impact again in this one. I got him more than 41 and a half receiving yards. Tell that if you'd like, or of course, create your own via the link in the description below over on the Sleeper app. And once you do, you will immediately get a free $20 entry upon sign up. Create an account, get a free $20 entry. You can use that on today's game, any of the games in week 15 or NBA, NHL, you name it, all on Sleeper. Also, when you're done with that $20 entry, get a 100% match with the promo code on your screen. BF25, that gets you a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper terms of use for details. Currently available in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper via the link in the description below. Rico, 10 minutes till kick. We got to pave some way for Pierre before we get out of here. Final score prediction and why.
What? Before we go to Scott, final score prediction, we got to get a super chat in going into my man, Jason Mountain Man. He goes, the Patriots aren't going to let Josh Allen roll out to his right today. Brady and Josh need to win this from the pocket. The defense is way too good to give up Bengal opportunities. We need more than just 20 points. And he's absolutely right. Vrabel knows Josh Allen well, way too good, way too well. So they're going to limit his ability to just break pocket. So there's going to be a very discipline-based football today. That's why I mentioned Babbage and McDermott. How are you going to deal with this offense on the other side to give the Bills the advantage? So big shout out to my man, James Mountain Man. Totally agree. Big time. By the way, we got a new member. I am Cam Carr. What up, Cam Carr? Some love to our boy. Well done. And last but not least, a big shout out to my guy, Cody Benz. Is his 31st birthday today.
Oh. Hey, Bill's got the dub for you on your birthday, Rico. They better get it done for our main man, Cody, today.
We need that. We need that. So a big shout out to everybody. So score prediction today. Ooh, it's snowing in New England. And I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game with the Bills and Bengals. Boy, was I ever wrong. But I think this is going to be a low-scoring game again. And I think it's going to be a 20 57-23 Bills victory.
I'm pretty much right on par with you. I got 27 as well for Buffalo. I got 20 for New England. I just think that this is I just think it's a little bit bigger for Buffalo today. I think that winds up showing. Would not be surprised. I wouldn't. If it goes either way, I think it's going to be close. I think it goes into the fourth quarter, regardless of who wins. I would be stunned if it doesn't. I'd love to see a beatdown. Man, would I love to, from Buffalo, of course. But I don't think that's the type of game we get today. I think we get a close one. I think we get Buffalo pulling it out. Let's hope we are right. We are 8 minutes away from kick. Pierre will be live with you throughout the duration of the game for his in-game live stream. And of course, Rico and I will be live with you post-game for our instant reaction, hopefully celebrating a W with all you wonderful people following Bills Patriots. But for the pregame show, that is going to do it for us. Rico, anything for the folks before we sign out?
Listen, you guys enjoy the rest of the game. Catch me and my man Bot on the post game. It's going to have a good time. And if you guys haven't, check me on the Bleacher Report, and then we'll get this thing cracking. Hopefully, we're doing the shout song a little bit more in sync, and my man Bot's going to, get the vocals ready. We're going to be dancing it up. Let's hope. I've
been doing a little, I was gargling some salt water, Rico. I was getting the pipes loose. I'm hoping we're singing later. Hoping you're joining us later. We look forward to it. But in the meantime, enjoy the football game. It's a big one. Thanks for stopping by for the pregame show. Much love. Go Bills.
Go Bills.